like to welcome you all to this third workshop,
where classes 6 to 8 will be engaging in a common goal, reimagining water around us. Setu, founded in 2015, is constantly working for a cause. Started with just a handful of people, but is real to give back to the environment. As we know, this year's theme is Sustainable Aqua. Here we are focusing on Sustainable Developmental Goals 6, which aims to ensure availability and sustainable management water sanitation for all.
in the previous workshop, our panelists saw the presentation of our respective teams and gave their inputs to work for the better. They also gave certain examples of interventions on which students can work for their task too.
Proceeding forward today, in this session, we will be inquiring knowledge on a very interesting topic, that's visualizing water's challenges and innovative interventions.
Not taking much time here, handing over the session to our luminous panelists. All yours, Chavi ma'am and Darab sir.
You're muted, Chavi. You're muted. Ah, yes.
Okay, and now I tried to unmute it.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you everyone. Hi Dara.
Hi.
Everybody else.
And thank you, Snehi and Aryan, right?
Yeah, I think so. Aryan and Snehi.
Yes,
Snehi?
ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you so much, both of you,
Yeah.
for kicking us off.
Yeah. So today what we will do is we will start with a short presentation to discuss what you will be doing in the next few days leading up to the final presentation of whatever intervention you're planning and whatever you're planning to develop, plan, prototype, design, whatever it is. So first we will walk you through the presentation, and then we will come back and we will again see what each of the teams have done for the task number 2. And based on what we discuss for the task number 3, that is what we'll assign today. Based on your videos, we will maybe have a short feedback guidance session on how what could be the best plan of action for your team for the coming 4 days. Sounds good?
Sounds good, Chavi.
All right. Okay. So, and also today we'll tell you how to submit your work that you've done so far to us. So I will just share my screen and we will start with the presentation. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Can the others see?
36.
Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good, good.
Okay, wonderful. So as you know, this is the Darab and myself, Chavi, and we've been talking to you about reimagining waters. And the next few days, you would actually spend time in the part. So far, we've talked about waters around us, having waters and waters around us, and now we will actually pick up different tools, and some of them we discussed last time, and start to reimagine these waters. Yeah, and that's what your task will be for the next few days. So the task, today's task that you're assigning is the task that you would be presenting today would be task 2. That is, what are the different kinds of interventions possible for the need that you have, or the water that you have identified related to the waters that you identified, and then out of all those interventions, which intervention do you think you want to continue with? And in the next few days, you will present a plan or a design or a prototype or an artwork, whatever you choose. We'll also give you some options for this chosen intervention in a visual or an interactive manner. Okay. So I think I'll just run through the usual slides. When you design your whatever plan you will design, it should be, these are the few things that should be that should come out. That the fact that you've been able to observe the world around you, you have been able to research on different things, different issues related to water around you. You have used resources, and that is websites, books, newspaper articles, which are verified resources. You're sure that the information you're getting from them is correct. And then you're able to articulate, like how you wrote the 100 words, or today you show videos, so you're able to articulate, you're able to visualize, and then you're presenting your ideas eventually in a manner that whatever ideas are there, there is a rational basis for the kind of solutions you're thinking about. So moving on, this is something I hope all the team members are working together. Last time we had some of the teams were able to show an indication of the fact that they were presenting together. So I hope you're all continuing to work together. We have gone through the design cycle, like we mentioned. The blue and the yellow are the different points in this. These are the ones to be followed. Creating the solution is a bonus, but not absolutely necessary. But developing the idea until this part is what each of the teams must do and must follow the steps. So we have provided you rubric for and the checklist for task 1. We have provided you rubric and checklist for task 2. And what we want to do today is we will share this link with you separately when slides are sent to you. We would like you to click on this link. It will open a Google form. And I hope everybody here knows how to work on a Google form. If they don't, please connect with Team Setu. I'm sure they can help you with that. And submit 4 to 5 things that outputs that were expected in task 1 and task 2. You can submit this by September 27, that is tomorrow by 12 p.m. Then we will close the form. And for the task 1 and 2, you will be scored on what you finally submit. And when you name your files, when you're submitting these files, just make sure that you name the files correctly so that when we open them, we know what we are looking at. So put your team name, put the task number, and something about the task. For example, if your team name is Kingfisher Circle, so you write that, you say this is for task 1 here as a simple number 1, and then that it's a drawing because it's a PNG file, so it's a drawing. So you say these 3 things so that we know what is it that you're, what file are we opening when we score you, right? So very quickly we will go through task 3, because this is where everything that you've worked, everything that you've researched is going to come together, and we want it to be, to be a fun exercise, when we all come together and we make models and we make illustrations and we are testing things. if it's a working model, so we want you all to have that fun as well when you're doing that. And the idea is basically to be able to make us see what your intervention is it can be a visual tool, it can be interactive tools. There are all these ideas that we've written here. You can also use another idea that is not listed. So you could build a model. You could it could be a working model. You can elaborate through illustrations, drawings, collages on you've already started drawing on what the interventions can or would look like. How will you do the interventions, those kind of things. You could put up a performance or a skit if that is your intervention. It could be a dance or a skit. Whether if you want to raise awareness, you could explain this to us through a video. You could design a curated walk. You could do a cleanup drive. You could go to your rivers or something, and you could think of cleanup drives. You could develop a teaching module. You could write poems. You could write stories, songs. You could design a board game, or any other mode of choice that you wish to use. Yeah. And in this, Dara, do you want to take it over from here?
Yeah, so what Chavi's explained to you is that you have many choices, right? We wanted to really make this fun for you. So, some of us are good at art, but some of us like performing arts, like dancing or singing. So we wanted to keep those options open for you as well. The idea is that you choose a way of presenting your intervention, which is fun for you, okay? And again, like we said earlier, for the earlier task, is that we are looking at the content, right? We're not so concerned about the aesthetics part. I mean, already the illustrations that we've seen, the drawings we've seen have been very good. So clearly you have a lot of talent. So that's certainly not something that we are in the least bit worried about. And we wanted to clarify something really important, which we may not have been able to do earlier, is that, remember, you have had hardly 10 days for this entire exercise, right? So when we talk about transforming the waters, right, we're not only talking about, let's say, taking a river that has become polluted and, literally now you have 4 days time to make it sparkling and clean again. That's just not possible, right? But there's steps along the way that we can follow to reimagine that river becoming sparkling and clean. Maybe it might take years, but at least we can make a start. And that's why we've said very clearly in number 2 in the checklist, how will the chosen intervention and your prototype plan, design, or artwork transform the waters or the target audience you had selected, right? Because clearly, if there's certain interventions that if you've decided to do, like, for example, Chavi talked about river cleanup, right? So there you are actually physically transforming the riverbank. You're making it cleaner. So that's something that you can actually very clearly measure. And but for example, if you're planning, let's say, a cultural intervention, or if you're planning an educational intervention, then clearly you're going to do that with some people, right? And the idea is that you're raising awareness about the problem that you've identified, right? You can't change it right away, but what you're trying to do is make people aware so that they can then do something to change it in the future. So that's the target audience that we're talking about, right? So looking at this checklist, first and foremost, you have to describe the features of your chosen intervention, right? So what is it? Like, what goes into your intervention, right? What's the main points? Okay, what are the main points? Then how will it transform the waters, or how will it transform the target audience? And then the third thing is, and this is really important, we don't normally think about this, but we want you to think about it, right? Because you are young scientists, and this is also not just about science, it's also about social studies, it's about communication, about language, about art. So all those things is to describe the criteria which you can use to judge how successful your chosen intervention is, right? So when we come up with a plan, we need to have some way of judging whether we've made an impact or not. Okay. And finally, we also want you to be thinking about what you've learned by participating in this project. And not just about the topic of sustainable aqua, but what about yourself? Did engaging in this project change you and or your perspectives about sustainable aqua, about yourself, about the way that you like to learn, about the way that you like to work with others? You know, it could be a variety of things that you could actually learn by participating in a project like this. There's a lot of benefits and a lot of possibilities when you collaborate like this, and when you interact with your peers. Okay, so let me give you an example. When I say criteria which you can use to judge how successful your intervention is, let me take another example. Let's say deforestation. Okay, so you want to make an intervention about deforestation. All right, let's say you want to make people aware that deforestation is a major issue, let's say for their city. Okay, and you want to be able to judge how successful your intervention was. So you decide to organize an art competition about deforestation. Okay, so what you could do is you could say, okay, you give them, all your participants, a questionnaire, and on that questionnaire you have just 2 questions. You say, what do you know about deforestation? You can keep the question completely open. And you can also say, you can also have a very specific question about how does deforestation affect your life? And then you can ask the same questions. You can give your participants the exact same questionnaire after your presentation and the art competition is over, and you've explained your views on deforestation, why it's important, and so on. And then you see how many of your participants are able to answer those questions in a way that you were hoping to see, right? So you have given an input, and you want to see how much your participants have actually learned. So you ask them the same thing before, and you ask them the same thing afterwards, and then you can actually see whether they've learned something from it. And then you have to decide what's your standard. So would you say that your intervention has been successful if 50% of the participants write that deforestation affects me because of there's a shortage of firewood, and it's causing temperatures to go up, and It's also causing an imbalance in the water sources that they're drying up and things like that. And that's up to you to judge. So if your target audience is you can kind of see that, from the beginning, that they're quite responsive, then probably 50% is a very good standard to say that, yes, I can say that my intervention has been successful. But if your target audience is maybe not so responsive, then even maybe if 30% write something that they've learned from your intervention, then you can say that your intervention has been successful. But we leave that totally up to you. But the idea is that you need to have some way of judging how successful or to what extent your intervention has made a difference, okay? So not just about the water, transforming the water, but also transforming the thoughts, the perspectives of people who you're working with, okay? So, and we are assuming that if you're not doing a direct intervention with water, that you are going to be doing an intervention involving people. Okay, go ahead, Chavi.
So I just wanted to quickly say that we'll hold this for 20 seconds. If all teams can take a picture of this slide right now, then when you are presenting your videos or your audios, then today's discussion, we will, in your intervention, we will focus on these. So you can just, for now, keep a screenshot of this, yeah? And maybe if the team Setu can also take a screenshot and just share it on the chat so that it's available for everyone. Okay, moving on.
Okay, so now we come to our rubric, and I think you've all understood by now what we mean by rubric, right? It's a checklist. It's a checklist that you have to basically tick off, and it gives you various levels of achievement. And I just want to clarify one more time. Remember, I said that these numbers that we have up here do not represent percentages. So we're not grading you like a like a teacher would grade you. These are not grades. This is a level of achievement that we feel you've achieved. When you do certain things at a certain level, you describe things in a certain level of detail, right? You give good explanations, you give logical reasoning, things like that. So the 7-8 level is basically the highest level that you can achieve. And we've got 4 strands that we want you to look at, okay? So this is for task 3. So first of all, what we are looking for is that you demonstrate or show more than one feature of your chosen intervention in your presentation, okay? Your 3-minute presentation, and you can present it any way you want, like we said. So you can perform a song, a dance, you can show a board game that you've designed, anything like that. Okay, so you're going to demonstrate or show more than one feature of your chosen intervention. You're going to describe how your intervention is going to transform the water body or source or your target audience. If you're working with people, then it's how it's going to transform their views, their understanding. Number 3, you're going to outline Now, remember, I told you the difference. We spoke about the difference between stating, outlining, describing, right? So outlining means it's more than just stating something. Like, for example, I gave you the example of stating would be, this is a water bottle, right? Outlining would be, this is a water bottle. It's made of glass. It holds a liter of water. That would be outline. Okay, so you're outlining one or more of your success criteria to judge to what extent your intervention has provided a solution. Okay, and finally, you're reflecting on what you've learned. Okay, from and not just about the topic, but about yourself as well. Maybe your learning style, maybe about what it what it feels like to collaborate with your peers, and we want you to outline a few points there. Okay, so that's what we are looking for, and this is your checklist. So you need to tick off whether you've actually reached this level. This is where you are, all of you are shooting for. Okay, go ahead and scroll down. Okay, next level down. Now you can see that these are all kind of toned down a little bit, but we want you to shoot for the highest level, all right? We don't want you to shoot for the lower levels. But you can see when you look at the whole rubric, then you'll be able to see the difference between the levels. So I'm not going to go into this in too much detail, but just to say that here, the 5-6 level, you're demonstrating or showing more than one feature of your chosen intervention. You're outlining how the chosen intervention will transform. You're stating one or more success criteria, and you're reflecting on what you've learned, stating one or more specific points, right? So as opposed to outlining. So if you're only stating, then you only reach this level, okay? If you're only stating your success criteria, then you only reach this level. Next one down. So here, you're demonstrating or showing only one feature. You're stating specifically how the chosen intervention will transform, stating one success criteria. And here you're only reflecting generally on what you learned about the topic, stating one or more specific points, right? So if you reflect very generally, then you only reach this level. But if you reflect specifically about what you learned about yourself and about the topic, then you reach the highest level. Next one down. And here you can see, so here, if you demonstrate or show incomplete features, okay? And if what you show is not related to the chosen intervention from task 2, then you only reach the 1-2 level. If you only state generic possibilities, so very general things, okay, then you're only going to reach this level. So anything that's generic, that's confusing, that's vague, and even your reflection, if it's very general, very vague, then this is the level that that you are going to be reach. Chavi, would you like to add something?
No. I think we're good. You're on mute, Dara.
Any questions about the rubric? Please feel free to ask if there's anything that's confusing you now. This is the right time to ask. So please, any of the teams, anyone, don't hesitate.
Yeah, I think this is.
Yeah, is it making sense to you all? Is the rubric making sense? Yeah.
Okay.
It's making sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So you
Has
understand?
everyone Has everyone taken a image of this picture, screenshot of this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So I think I'll stop sharing the screen because from our side, in terms of the next task, this is what it is. And I think we can now start looking at task results from task 2, the videos or the audios from task 2. What do you think, Darab?
Yes, Chavi, I agree.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sorry to disturb you, but I have a question.
Yes.
Ma'am, can we present both model and artwork?
Yes. Okay.
Chavi, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay.
Just give me 1 minute.
So for the for October 30th, when you will present, you can present artwork, model, like I said, a performance, songs, whatever you think you want to do. And when you we will give these instructions again on 30th. When you present on October 2, 30th September, and then October 2 is the final physical presentation. There you will present outputs all the way from task 1, including that image. The video or the audio is something you can also speak when you're presenting to someone else. Or you can, if you have a laptop or a phone that you can put it on. So there will be multiple things that you will be presenting. Anyway. But let's not get make it too complicated than it already is. What we will do is 2 of the teams were not able to show the image from task 1 last time. Not entirely. I think was it? So can somebody from those teams just tell me which teams were those? I think you were working with Dara that time, and I think you had exams and you were not able to show an image from task 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, see her Sanjay. Do you think you could show that to us today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
and what? Okay, which was the other team?
Ma'am, Sharks Domain.
Sharks.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, Sharks Domain. Okay. So what we will do is that we will start with these 2 teams, and we will stay in the main room, and we will see their presentation. After their presentations of both, so they will present, both of you teams, you will present your image, and you will present the video as well, or the audio, whichever one you have from task 2. And then we will go into breakout rooms. Last time, a lot of people were not able to join the breakout rooms. So in case you're not able to join the breakout room, or you're not able to be in the room that you're supposed to be in, please ask Team Setu to help out, so that all the teams are able to move to the other room when we tell you to. And it also saves time, because we can all do this quickly and then get back to our evenings quickly. Yeah. So Seahorse Sanctuary, I think you seem all ready. So
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we
yeah.
would like to ask something.
Yeah.
Ma'am, the team names for the breakout rooms, will you be suggesting us names, or can we do it ourselves?
Yeah. So I think, Dara, should we keep the same teams, or should we?
That would probably make it easier.
Okay. So maybe I will take one of the teams that is presenting now, and one of the teams can stay back here with you.
Yeah.
We could also do it that way.
Yeah, I think that might make it easier.
So Team Setu, let me already tell you which teams will go into the breakout room and with me.
Yeah.
That would be Dolphin, Angelfish, Hermit Crab, Lobster Kingdom. No, sorry, not all of them. I'm so sorry. Dolphin and Angelfish will go with me. And then Jellyfish Haven, Octopus Oasis, Starfish Reef, and Shark Domain. Did you
And
get?
ma'am, shark domain.
Yeah, Shark's Domain.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, got them?
Yes, ma'am.
I actually, so not Hermit and Lobster Kingdom, not those two.
It is a humble request to all participants, along with their teacher in charge, to kindly rename yourself and join with your allotted team names so that it makes us easier to identify which teacher is from which group.
Thank you. Yeah, so I will just repeat the teams that will go into the breakout room when we ask you to do, not right away. So the Dolphin Lagoons, Angelfish Harbor, Jellyfish Haven, Octopus Oasis, Starfish Reef, and Shark's Domain. Yeah, okay, and the rest of the teams will stay here.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So Seahorse Sanctuary. I would request you to bring up the image from task 1, and if you have 100 words, we could, and you have 2 minutes for presentations. So also, can the Seahorse Sanctuary, all of you, please switch on your videos. So you all know, right, how to do this. So whenever your team is called, just come on the video and, keep things ready. And so we are not waiting for people. We just chop, chop, chop. We are doing this quickly. So Seahorse Sanctuary, everybody on videos on, please. Somebody has a question. Jellyfish Haven has a question.
Namaskar. Namaskar, ma'am. Ma'am, am I
Hanji.
visible?
I can see the wall behind you. This is someone from Seahorse Sanctuary.
Ma'am, now is it visible? The
The-
chart?
I can see two of you. What is the
Yes,
orange
ma'am.
chart? Are you talking about the orange chart?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me pin you. I think it is not very clear. The
Blurry.
image is not clear. It's blurry.
Yeah.
Ma'am, is it clear now?
No. Can you like, are you on the phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you go a little closer or go a little further? It's not clear somehow. Can you just clean the
Excuse
camera?
me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, someone has a question. Sorry, I'm not able to see everybody here, so I don't know.
Ma'am, it's Turtle Bay.
Yeah, Turtle Bay.
Ma'am, we could not represent our picture of task 1. Can we do it today?
Yeah, you can do it today. But we'll work with. Yeah.
Unfortunately, this picture is still very blurry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you take a photo? Can someone take a photograph of this?
Yeah, maybe that would work. And share that.
Yeah.
Could you do that? Seahorse Sanctuary, could you maybe take a photo of your chart?
Ma'am, we are trying.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So remember, when you send us, when you submit these, also make sure that your images are good quality. Like, we can see what your whatever you're trying to show, because you're putting in all this effort, no? Okay.
True.
In the meantime, can we have Shark's Domain? And we can come back to Seahorse Sanctuary. Shark's Domain, is your image ready?
I see someone from Shark's Domain has just entered the waiting room.
Okay. Well, looks like Turtle Bay is ready. So
Oh,
maybe
good.
we can just start with them. Yeah.
Okay.
So Turtle Bay. Okay. No. Wait a minute. Somebody. Okay.
Ah,
So
that's
we will
good.
start with Sea. We'll start with Sea
Yes.
Sanctuary because they're ready now.
Good, good.
Wonderful.
Ma'am, can I start?
Yes, please. And
Okay.
no, I think Dara will time you. Or
Yeah.
Yeah?
So 3, 2, 1, your time starts now.
Today, Ivranda Agrawal is here to present some information about Task 1 and Task 2. As you are seeing in the picture, the industry is disposing its waste and the chemicals into rivers. The rivers are being polluted by these chemicals. These chemicals have to be removed so that they can't harm the aquatic life. This causes a lot of water pollution, which increases the water pollution. And when the water pollution is there, so it also creates the acid rains, and acid rains used to create the skin diseases. It causes the breathing problem in older people. The grassroot intervention is very important because the wells are not cleaned regularly. All the garbage is being deposited in the well. We are not able to get the water from the well, so we need to clean the wells for the groundwater which can be used. The scarcity of water is due to the many of the factors like the climate change, the growing of the populations, and the much of the water is being used for agriculture purposes. That is of 38%. And the water which is being contaminated in the rivers like Yamuna are being used by the farmers. So and these are being used by the farmers to grow their crops. And all the vegetables or the fruits which are being grown from these contaminated water, and which is very harmful for us. So we have to clean the rivers. And the factories have been advised to dispose their waste only when they used to filter their waste.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Sea Sanctuary.
And
Sir, and there is one more pic to present. Wait, I'm presenting it.
Yeah.
and is that one for task 2?
No, ma'am, this one.
Okay, this is
Ah.
task 2. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And do you have the audio and the video for task 2?
No, ma'am.
That is not there. Okay. And do you know what intervention you're planning for these?
Ma'am, our intervention is a grassroots action that like many of the peoples have been facing difficulties. So that because groundwater is depleting again, because there is an increased rate of evaporation. So we are just suggesting them that we have to grow more and more trees so that they can maintain the groundwater level, and the wells has to be cleaned regularly so that the people where the villages are there, so that they can get water and they didn't have to walk many kilometers away to get the water.
I just wanted to say, now in your illustration and what you just presented, you spoke about two major things. One was industrial effluents, and second thing was garbage in wells which needed to be cleaned.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now,
Yes, sir.
I think what Chabi was also trying to ask is that have you identified one of these in particular to focus your intervention on? Because I feel like now you've added a third thing by talking about planting trees, because that doesn't really fit with either of these two things that you've spoken about. Yes, it does fit with the groundwater scarcity and recharging wells, but you spoke about garbage. You spoke about garbage in the wells, and that's why people are not able to use the wells.
Sir, because in the wells, some of the wells, the water is dried. So what they used to do, they used to fill the garbage in that, and and when the garbage
lost you there.
That
Can you
they
please
have to
repeat?
call.
Your voice just broke up and I missed that last sentence. Can you just
Uh,
repeat that?
Sir, I'm saying that like the some wells are being dried up, so the people said that the very small amount because due to the less groundwater level. So they said that we will just throw the garbage in that, and when the well is full of the garbage, so they used to call the municipal, and they used to clean. But I suggest that they have to pour some of the liters of the water in increase, and the water can come again in the well so that the people can reuse it.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay, and
that makes more sense.
okay, so and how are you planning to present this intervention? If for task 3, do you have any ideas?
Ma'am, we can just like a model, like a well is there, and the water soil is just dried off, and it is full of garbage, and we can pour some water in that, and it can increase the ground level water also.
So are you planning to make a model, or are you planning what sort of a plan? Are you planning to make a design, some instruction manual, some sort of a awareness program? Do you know what you're planning to do?
Ma'am, means we have to create the awareness to the people also who are throwing the garbage into the wells, because it is very poisonous for their environment. Because
So you want to raise awareness.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So so over the next 4 days, what we will encourage you to do is find out how will you raise that awareness. So right now, what you've told us is what you want to do, but how do you want to do in a manner that you're able to fulfill the checklist that we discussed for today's rubric. Let me also.
Okay, ma'am.
The checklist would like you to describe the features of your chosen intervention. You will have to say how will it change, how will whatever your plan is of awareness, how will it affect it. So now you have a target audience. So you're not changing water, but you want some behavioral change in a target audience. So how will your chosen intervention, your plan of generating awareness, how will it change the target audience that you have selected? You will tell us a criteria where that you would use to make a judgment that yes, whatever plan we did, whatever awareness program we did, looks like it is successful, or no, it is not successful on 1 to 5 criteria they're successful, on 2 and 4 it has not been successful. So where can we improve? So what are those criteria? We don't want you to, if you manage to find the criteria, great, but very unlikely in the time given. But what are the criteria that you will judge them on, judge your work on? And then you have to also discuss how, how you have to reflect on the work that you've done. How does it, like, how does it affect you and your knowledge or your understanding on water, and how does it change as a person? So those kind of things. Yeah, makes sense. So that is the work cut out for you for the next 4 days. Also, you have to record that video, make whatever research you have, make the slide that we have asked you for the sources of this research, and an image of the intervention that you're planning to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Chavi, because I noticed you gave us a lot of information just now, and you've clearly researched this topic.
Yeah.
So we want to know, like, what are the sources that you've looked at? What
Was
are
it an interview?
Yeah.
What is it? Did you see it in books? Did you ask people who gave you this problem? How did you come to this problem?
Yeah.
And make sure you submit an image from task 1, or 2 images you have for task 1. Make sure that you submit the video this slide or document. So make sure you submit everything, because you will be judged on each of these outputs. So I'm not seeing an audio video yet, but make sure it comes up and you submit it by tomorrow's deadline. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So can we have the Turtle Bay next? I think they are ready. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Shreya Negi from Turtle Bay team, and today I am giving my views regarding to RO system in purifying water. It is rightly said that in greater things are done by a series of a small things brought together, and so do our idea is going to represent this thing. Our idea is about the use of RO water purification system at our homes. In most surveyed households, around 44% use a RO system to clean the water. For every 1 liter of fertilized water, an average RO purifier wastes around 3 liters of water. That indicates that just 25% of the water gets cleaned, 75% of the water is wasted. The amount of water wasted varies depending on the type of RO purifier used. An RO water purifier is the most trusted and widely used water purification technology in India. It is also the only purification system that can successfully remove total dissolved solids, TDS, chemicals, and other harmful impurities such as lead, mercury, and arsenic, which can cause damage to a human body. While it offers safe and pure drinking water, it has got one drastic wastage of water. Thank you.
Okay, so that was well under 2 minutes. So this was your image from task 1. And you've created the drawing and you have identified one problem. And I'm glad that you identified a problem that was around you. So well done.
That's
And,
well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Nice job, Turtle Bay.
Yeah. Although I didn't hear anything about the earthen pots, which you were talking about earlier. So I think you changed your mind, and that's okay. We had this time in case anybody wanted to make some changes. So and what has not clearly come up is what is the problem. So the problem, sorry, maybe I missed it. Darab, were you able to clearly understand what they were saying the problem was?
Yeah, well, from what I understood, it's the problem is that the amount of water that's wasted using an RO system, because and I guess what they didn't have enough time to mention that the water that's going out has actually got higher concentrations of all those things that we're trying to take out of the water.
So, however, I think they have drawn that in their drawing they have shown what they would like to do with the water that is coming out, is what I am understanding. The way the water
like solutions.
It's more like a solution. So I think this is fine for task 1. And Turtle Bay, do you have the video for task 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Or an audio? Okay, great. Can you share that, please? A good job on task 1.
Ma'am, just give 2 minutes. I'm sharing the screen.
Okay. Is there an audio? I think you have to separately share audio of your screen. We can't hear anything. Is that the end of the video?
I think she's
Ma'am, 1 minute.
trying to fix the audio video part.
Okay. Also, I wanted to, in the meantime, I just wanted to mention to Seahorse Sanctuary. Are you all here with me? Seahorse Sanctuary? Yeah, sorry,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
forgot to mention it earlier that you had used one of the images that I had shown in one of my presentations. Yeah. You've used one of those images on your this one, right? So make sure you give the credit to the people who were doing that work. Yeah. Whenever you put a picture that is not yours, that is not something that you or in your team you have clicked, but it is from some other source, make sure that you've written who is the owner of that image.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, so under that, make sure you find that image is from a team called Aquadam, ACWADAM. So make sure you mention their name. That is their work. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, turtle base starting again. If there's an audio, we are not able to hear. It is probably in the sharing. If you go to your Zoom, when you share your screen, after sharing your screen, if you go to your Zoom and you click on the three dots, right? For example, I don't know if you guys can see it here. But if you click on the three dots say share sound. There will be options which will come up. Three dots that say more. And there's an option that says share sound. Once you share sound, we can all hear the video, the sound in the video. Team Setu, do you think you can help the other teams with this? How to share sound? Let me take a picture of this and maybe send it to you.
Ma'am, the voice or video will not be able to share it from phone because of the meeting is too heavy, you know.
Oh, really? Then is there a way around it? So Darab, what do you think? Should we let them play it without the...
Yeah, I think just go ahead in the interest of time.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then you're submitting it to us anyway, so we'll we'll have to have a look
Ma'am,
afterwards.
if they want, they can share that video link with us. We will present that.
Yeah, great. Can all the teams do that? Share the video links with Team Setu?
Good idea.
if you make them the host, even or a co-host, even then they can't share or it's a problem with the phone.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
it is impossible.
It's impossible. Okay. In any case, I'm sure for those of you who will be sharing it from your laptop, I'm sharing an image which will show you this option of share sound. If you go on the 3 dots and yeah. But I think Little Scholar's idea is better. You can just share the link with them.
Hello.
Yes.
Excuse ma'am. Ma'am, actually I have shared the video in the group of Setu group on WhatsApp. Will it be comfortable for them to display the video?
Team Setu, will you be able to do that? I think they've shared the video.
Hello, Chavi ma'am. This is Ananya.
Hi.
Hi. It would be difficult to access their content from the WhatsApp group. So in the chat, we are sharing the email ID. Kindly share your videos on that.
Okay.
Just sharing the ID in the chat box.
And all teams can do this right away. So that
The mail ID has been shared. All the teams are requested to send their presentation with their team names on the given ID.
And all the teams can do that right away. You don't have to wait for your turn and then share the video. You can share it right away.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
The video is quite big and it is not letting me to upload the video on mail as well.
Oh, really? Okay. What is the size of the video?
It's quite of 40 MB and it is letting me upload the video up till 26 MB.
Okay. So I'm going to also later on, I'm going to share. There is this app, not an app, but well, on the computer also it's an app. It works like an app only. Something called as Handbrake, and you can put your videos in that. Not right now, but before you upload them, when you upload them to submit them. So, ma'am, from Little Scholars, is it possible for you to get on a computer and share it? Because if you do it from the computer, it is doable. Okay, so Darab, I think this is becoming difficult to we'll see which of the teams, whichever teams can share, it's okay. The ones that cannot share can upload.
Yeah.
But before you upload your videos, and I'll share this in the presentation, there is there is an app or whatever called as Handbrake, and yeah, so it's called as Handbrake, and then you can use that to condense the size of your videos. Very easy to use. You have to just put the file of the video in it and say go.
It'll compress it.
It just compresses it. That's the best I can suggest.
Yeah.
Because even the Google form will not allow you to send. Otherwise, we have made an option of sharing your Google Drive link with us.
Yeah.
So that option is also there.
Yeah. That's a very good option.
That option is also there on the Google form. But for today, for now, just Turtle Bay, very quickly, can you tell us in 2 minutes about the research that you did and what is the chosen intervention? Just say it in words for now. And you can keep the video running and you can just speak behind it if you want that.
Yeah, that would be fine.
Yeah, so you can keep the video running without the sound and just speak behind it. Just tell us what were the different interventions you thought were possible and which one did you choose and why?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Turtle Bay, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So can you please restart the video and someone can just quickly speak behind, just answer those questions.
So, intervention for using wastewater.
Sorry to interrupt you. Now we can present as we have got the video link from Turtle Bay.
And have you been able to download it?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, then
Great.
you can share it. And Turtle Bay can stop sharing it. Okay. Thank you everybody for your patience.
Yeah, thanks.
Glitches happen.
Technology is wonderful when it works.
Yes.
Can be very frustrating when it doesn't.
Yeah. Team Setu, have you shared sound? Yeah, I could hear something. Okay, who's presenting?
Ma'am, please give us 2 minutes. We are checking what's the issue coming.
Okay. In the meantime, is there any other team who has the video on their computer and they can share it? Any other team would like to go forward? It's already 4:15, so we have to hurry up a little bit. Any other teams?
Anyone else ready to go? Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Team
The Lobster Kingdom.
Okay, Lobster Kingdom. Can we have your video online with the
Let's
sound?
do it, Lobster Kingdom.
Yes, let's go for it.
Question from Seahorse Sanctuary?
Yeah, we can maybe take it up after.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Great.
You still have to share sound, Lobster Kingdom.
Oh dear.
It's the same issue, yeah?
Oh dear. No sound, Lobster Kingdom.
Activity
Yes, now we can hear. Wonderful.
of people living near our cattle farm. Hello friends, my name is Rayyan and I'm from Team Lobster Kingdom. Today, my friends and I visited the Kosi River. We interviewed people there. In the survey, we find out that the primary activities of people living near Kosi River are cattle farming and agriculture.
These cattle, while wading in the river, transfer fecal matter and other types of pathogens in the river, which causes the amount of pathogens to be increased in the river. We also found out that a bridge is being constructed. These bridges will cause the shrinkage of river beds.
दुनिया निकाल रही है, चोरी से निकाल रही कि कैसे पैसा दे दबा के निकाल रही है। हमारे को तो पता नहीं, हम
नहीं, हमें बस ये जानने खनन की वजह से कोई परेशानी वैसे आप लोगों को आती है कुछ नदी से रिलेटेड?
खनन करते हैं तो पानी का भी डर है। तो दुनिया सारे खेत खनन कर कर कितने लगा रहे हैं, सब कुछ कर रहे हैं।
हाँ जी,
काम तो कर ही रहे हैं खेत का, और क्या
गंदगी हो रही है, इसमें कोई परेशानी आपको?
इससे तो परेशानी होती है, गंदगी है, ये तो गंदगी से परेशानी होगी, इसमें मच्छर भी रहेंगे।
आप जितने भी
नदी गर्मी पहले पहाड़ का पानी ऊपर आया था, लेकिन वो तेज होता है, इसमें पीला पानी आया था। गर्मी वाटर लेवल नीचे हो जाता ना, इससे ये जो पंखे से जो खनन हो रहा है उसका वाटर लेवल घटता ही जाता है। पानी हवा सही आ रहा है, बाद में गंदा आता है।
I think the video got stuck for me.
Yeah. But nice to see evidence of a field visit.
Yeah, very nice actually. Maybe you can reach
that.
काम कर दिया है हमारा ठेकेदार गाड़ियों का है, तो एक दूसरे की जानकारी होती है, दूसरे बुला देते हैं, काम होता है।
आपने जमीन खरीदी थी?
नहीं, जमीन नहीं खरीदी, हम लोग ये रेलवे का पुल बन गया है, इसका काम कर रहे हैं।
फिर आप रहते
The possible interventions can be spreading awareness by launching campaigns, gabion structures, for which the credit goes to the nanny paper mill. Gabions are basically wells made up of heavily galvanized steel wire, and they are filled with rocks. There is a pipeline below the rocks which is attached to the nearby houses and the river. When it rains, the water gets filtered through the rocks, and some water seeps into the ground, while some goes into the river and nearby. The third intervention can be establishing of riparian zones by planting trees like amla, karanj and chilbir, which will filter the pollutants from runoff. And as we visited the Mukanpur village, we saw people immersing idols of Ganesha, as it was the occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi, and the idols were made up of plaster of Paris. So we will try making the idols of clay or cow dung instead of plaster of Paris. Thank you.
All right.
Very nice. Very
Very nice. it has exceeded the time. But
the video.
Yeah, you can stop sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello friends, my
Okay, very nice, very nice. So it showed evidence of field visit, like Dara mentioned. There were multiple interventions. But I think maybe the video got cut. What is the have you decided on one intervention? Was making sustainable Ganeshas is the intervention that you're going forward with, or is it something else?
No, ma'am, we are going forward with the Gabion structures and the protection of riparian zone.
Okay, okay. And do you know what mode are you going to use? Is it going to be creating something using to create awareness or to actually go and plant, understand what all plants to put there or organisms to bring there, or is
Ma'am, may I?
yes.
Ma'am, for the riparian zones, we have researched about the plants which we can plant on the inside the side of riverbeds. And for the Gabion structures, we have made a sketch, and also we are discussing about making a practical model on it, if it is possible.
Okay. And you 4 days are enough for you all to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All the best. Looks good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lobster Kingdom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So is the turtle bay ready?
Are we wired for sound? Team Setu? For Turtle Bay?
It will take time.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
What we can do is let's go into the breakout rooms. Now we have a little bit of sense what the teams are expected to do and how we also have a little bit of sense of the issues that are coming up. So Team Setu, can we go into the breakout rooms where...
Yes, ma'am. Just 1 second.
And just wanted to clarify one thing, like Chavi was asking. Please remember that when you make your final presentation, and this is where you have to make a decision now, is you cannot be doing 2 or 3 different interventions. Okay, you've got to settle on one. So even for you, Lobster Kingdom, it's got to be one of the 2. Okay, not both. So decide whether it's going to focus on Gabion structures or whether it's going to focus on the riparian zone. It can't be both. Focus on one.
Yeah.
Okay, so get together as a team and take that decision, and then put all your energies into that one intervention.
And if you have more than one interventions, you can also do it once Setu is over. There's nobody stopping you, right? You're change makers and you can continue to be change makers even after
Yes, and we want that.
That's what we want. It's great that you have more than one ideas. That is the point. There are more than one ideas. But so yeah, just that. Okay, so let's go into the breakout rooms. Okay, we are
Hi,
back.
Chavi. We're back.
Hi, Bharat.
Hi.
Yes, we had some interesting conversations.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
think a couple of salient points that I want to
End with, right?
say. And I also have a couple of questions, but anyhow.
Yeah. Yeah.
One is, please remember that when you're making the videos or presentations of any kind, if you're using images from the internet, it's important to give credit to the website. It's actually even better if you see whether they allow their images to be shared. So there's something called as Creative Commons license. I'm going to put it in the chat. Only some images are allowed to be shared actually widely. But for some Creative Commons license, yeah, one should always look at this license associated with images on the internet, and only then choose which images you can actually present. So, however, also along with that, also give credit. If nothing else, at least put the link to the website that you're using it. If everything else is hard. So that's very important, and it should happen in your videos. It should happen in your presentations everywhere. Because that way I will know whether it is your image or it's something that you're referring to, and it's very important to do that. So that was one of the things. The other is many of you have been able to identify have been able to look at different interventions and are able to find out a single path ahead, which is I think a good thing. I think that is the main things from my side. Dara, anything else that came up with your teams? You're on mute.
This is I think you've really hit the nail on the head. I think these are both really important points to end with. I think definitely please provide the credits. And you know how, I mean, when you watch a movie or a video, even an episode of a TV show, at the end they always give the credits, right? So just like that, you also need to give your credits. If you have a video, then the very last bit, you need to have your credits about where you got the images from, for example. And yeah, I think most of the teams had decided on a single intervention, and one team actually had decided, I agreed to it actually, because it was a package of two interventions together. And I think fair enough, because they felt like one wouldn't work without the other. But it'll be part of one package. And I think that's good enough. And yeah, I think they all have all the teams that were in my group have good direction, and we're very excited to see what kind of creative presentations you come up with to showcase your interventions. And I mean, both Chavi and I feel very strongly that you need to have fun coming up with this. It shouldn't just be, some more schoolwork, this is supposed to be fun. This is not supposed to be just more schoolwork.
Yeah.
So please make sure that you have fun in coming up with your presentation for the 30th. All of you have to promise us that.
Yes, indeed.
Right, Chavi?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It is, after all, about having fun.
Yeah.
I want to also say that for submitting tasks 1 and 2, the deadline is tomorrow, 12 p.m. So some of you have not been able to finalize your videos today. That's okay. Please finalize them by tomorrow. And it's a hard deadline. We will close the form after tomorrow, 12 p.m. And if there are any issues, you can write to the Setu team, but we really want you to submit everything by tomorrow afternoon. You will be scored on these on all these outputs. However, for some reason, for some teams, if you miss out on one output, I would recommend not. But I know some of you had exams. If you miss out on one output, don't feel you cannot go ahead and do something on the 30th. You're still in this, you're still a part of SETU, even though you miss tomorrow's deadline. But most of you are ready. It's just that your score will go down. But you're not out. So, however, I recommend that you submit all 4 or 5 of the outputs that are there. So, but if you had exams, then we understand that, maybe you are missing out on one, you lose points, but that's it. You're still in. Yes. Thank you, Angelfish. However, yeah, you're very much in, and you're doing a good job. So yeah, all right. I think that's it, really.
Any burning questions that anybody has, go ahead and ask them now, because we don't want to keep you here any longer than we have to. If nobody has any burning questions, then we just want to say that we've really enjoyed being a part of SETU so far, and I think with the videos and one Seahorse Shallows actually had a PDF version of their documentary, which kind of went along with the video, unfortunately, which there was no sound, but that kind of explained what they were trying to show through the video. So they actually have 2 presentations. Maybe one of them will have to be shared through Team SETU by email, since we have a limit of 1 file to submit for the.
No, we can increase the limit.
We can increase that to 2?
We can increase it to, yeah.
Okay.
More than 1.
Okay.
So even for task number 1, I see some of you have 2 images. Submit both. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay if you have more than 1. Submit both. Yeah, so we'll share the Google Form link, and we'll share the presentation. Any other questions anyone has? Okay, I think
they're all ready to.
Yeah, enjoy the evening.
Yeah, enjoy your evening.
Okay.
All of you. Thank you so much for being here with us and for putting in so much energy and enthusiasm into your presentations. We've really enjoyed each and every one of them.
So over to you, SETU team.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you to both our panelists. It was a marvelous session. As the session comes to its end, I would extend a sincere gratitude to
our dedicated panelists for being our pioneer. Thank you, Darab sir and Chavi ma'am.
Also, a heartfelt thanks to our patron for joining us and making this session a success.
As you all are aware, next workshop is on 30th September, 3 to 5 p.m., where we'll be having online presentations of final models. See you all there. Have a great evening.